Hi there everybody, Natasha Wilkinson here, your independent scented consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So, recently I was watching a video by Eda Harris and she was doing her top 10 spring summer scents with a tag that's been going around of what their top 10 spring summer scents are. She tagged basically everyone in one of her tags. So I decided I would participate, but with a little bit of a twist. So because I am a Region 3 consultant and I am based here in Australia, our seasons are actually not spring summer. We're actually going into our autumn winter catalogue rather than our spring summer catalogue. So my twist here is that I'm actually going to do my top 10 autumn winter scents instead of my top 10 spring summer scents to reflect the season that we are about to head into here in Australia. I will say I've also cheated a little bit. I have 11 scents, not 10 scents. So I have 10 scents and one honourable mention. And the reason being this being an honourable mention is it would probably actually replace one of the scents in my top 10 scents if it was something I would warm just in winter. But I have it as an honourable mention because it's a scent that I pretty much warm all year round. So let's delve into it, shall we? And then to make it interesting, I thought I might tag at the end some Australian consultants that are also on YouTube to see if they will come on and maybe do their top 10 autumn winter scents so we can kind of get this side of the weather going on this side of the world. So, as I said, let's delve into it, shall we? I will try and pull up scent notes here if I can quickly find them. I am going to say straight off the bat, out of these 11 scents I have here, only one is available now for purchase. And let me just explain a little bit more about, I guess you could call our catalogues or our seasons. So none of these are actually in a catalogue at the moment. These are all pretty much scents, I think, except for two that aren't in my Scentsy Club, and it's because I stupidly took those two scents out of my Scentsy Club thinking I had a good stash, and I'm now kind of wishing I had them back in my Scentsy Club. So again, with our catalogue, I find when it comes to autumn winter scents, the type of autumn winter scents that I myself personally enjoy fall into the bakery, the woodsy, the spice lines, and our catalogue just usually doesn't have much of that in our catalogue. So I do rely on our limited time only collections like the Christmas and Harvest when they come out to get the winter scents that I really enjoy warming myself personally. So they end up in my club, and that is why I guess my top 10 or my top 11, because I do have that honourable mention, comes from my club rather from the catalogue. So here, even though we're in our autumn winter catalogue, I myself personally find a lot of scents that go in the catalogue to me are a little bit topsy-turvy, and to me they're more scents that I would warm in summer, not in winter. So my winter warming does specifically, or on most case scenarios, come out of collections as they're coming or what's in my club. But rather than just jabbering on about what's available, what's not available, while it's available, while I don't have catalogue scents, let's delve into what my favourite top 10 autumn winter scents that you will probably see a lot of in my warmings and what I will be enjoying this winter. So I will start off with the one that is currently available. So we're right in the middle of our Bring Back My Bar campaign, and one of the scents that have come back, it's empty because it's actually warming in my warmers at the moment. This is going in my club in bi-monthly and monthly probably, because I can see myself warming a lot of this over the next few months. And I'm showing you an empty clamshell because I need to go to another shop to pick up some more, basically. But that is Honey Pear Cider. So this is in our current Bring Back My Bar campaign. It is currently available here to purchase for the month of June. And it is described as the scent of pure autumn bliss, fresh juicy pear and sweet honey together with subtle hints of spices. This to me is a perfect transition scent. Where I live in Mount Isa, our days are really warm still. We're still mid-20s Celsius in our days here in Mount Isa, but our mornings drop drastically and are quite cool. So we're right in the middle of that transition from the warmer weather to the colder weather, and this is one of those scents that work really well for me personally for that transition weather, because you've still got that sweet juicy pear, you've still got that sweet juicy fruit note, but then you've got that cinnamon and you've got that spice and you've got that cider note, just adding a little bit of warmth for those cooler mornings. I absolutely love this scent. You've probably heard me talk about this scent before, coming across it in a clearance section when I first joined, because I think this was when it was last when I first joined as a Bring Back My Bar. That campaign I think had just finished, and any leftovers made their way to a clearance update, and that's where I first actually experienced Honey Pear Cider. I picked it up in the clearance update. I think I picked one thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like this, because I wasn't sure whether the spice was going to be aggressive, hot spice, or whether it was going to be the sweet spice that I enjoy. And I fell in love with it. I went back to the clearance section, I think, because at that stage I wasn't able to add it to club. I basically brought myself a 6-pack from the clearance section of Honey Pear Cider, and then over that period of time when I had that 6-pack after it was no longer available in the clearance section, I slowly warmed through it, and I actually finished my last bar from that section last winter and was so excited that this came back in Bring Back My Bar, because now it is in my club and it will be staying in my club. So that was one of my favourite autumn winter scents that will now, as I said, you'll see a lot of warming. So going along the same line, I'm going to speak about the next scent, because I actually really love to mix Honey Pear Cider with this next scent, but both of them I will still warm by themselves and will really enjoy by themselves. So the next one is Jack's Obsession for me, and this is another cider scent. As you can see, I really enjoy my cider scents in autumn, winter. So Jack's Obsession for me is a cider scent, but it's unique in that it's a green apple cider as opposed to a lot of other cider scents which are red apple, more robust. This green apple cider to me, or the green apple that's in it with Jack's Obsession, adds a little bit of a bite and a little bit of a sharpness, again making it another really perfect scent for me to warm basically now as we're transitioning. I will still warm this in winter, don't get me wrong, but it's a perfect transition scent because you've still got the brightness of the apple and that fruity aspect to enjoy when the weather's still a little bit warm. And again, the spice in here to me is very subtle. It's not overpowering, but it's enough to add that warm, cozy feeling. And for me, that's what my, I guess, whole selection of autumn winter scents are about. They're about feeling cozy and warm and comfy. So as I said, I do reach for more those bakery, more those spice scents, and more those deeper woodsy scents. But as I said, because this was not available for me to purchase and I only had a few bars of this, I started to actually do in alternating warmers Honey Pear Cider and Jack's Obsession, and actually fell in love with this mix. So if you can get your hands on, well, Honey Pear Cider is currently available, but if you have some older bars of Jack's Obsession, or you can get your hands on some bars of Jack's Obsession, unfortunately this is no longer available. It does generally come back either Halloween or Christmas time the last few years going, but saying that, there's no guarantee that they're going to bring it back. But if it's based on previous history, we may see it back again at Halloween or Christmas time. But as I said, I can't guarantee that. I don't know what's coming in our Halloween or Christmas collections yet. But Honey Pear Cider and Jack's Obsession is a fantastic mix. They're also fantastic as standalone scents. So the next one, since we're riding on the cider train, I do have one more cider scent to talk about before I guess we delve off into other areas of my autumn winter melting. So the next one, this was from our last Bring Back My Bar, and that is Cider Melt. So for me, this is again with the apple, with the pumpkins. It's got that sweetness. So again, a beautiful transition scent. But I feel like this is a little bit more, I don't want to say spicy. It's still not a very spicy cider scent, but you can detect the warmth of the cinnamon. You can smell the cinnamon. But I feel like Cider Melt is a little bit less juicy, fruity than Jack's Obsession and Honey Pear Cider. So I feel like, for me personally, Honey Pear Cider, I'm about to drop them, Jack's Obsession, they're more my transitional scents, and this is as the weather starts to get cooler again. But it does work really well as we're transitioning and still have some of those warmer moments. So as you can see, I really do enjoy cider scents when it comes to my autumn winter warming. Out of the top 10 scents, I have literally chosen 3 cider scents. So this is a little bit more of a traditional cider scent as opposed to Honey Pear Cider and Jack's Obsession to me. It's got the apples and it's more of the red apple. It's got the pumpkins and it's got the spice. So I feel like whereas you've got the brightness with Jack's Obsession and then you've got the sweetness from a pear with Honey Pear Cider, Cider Melt is going back more to a traditional cider note. So moving on, let's talk about some woodsy notes, shall we? So my next lot of bars are kind of focusing more on a, I guess, woodsy or nutty aspect for winter. So this one, so all 3 of Honey Pear Cider, Jack's Obsession and Cider Melt, they're all scents that are currently in my club. The next one I'm going to talk about is Toasted Acorn and Oak. I did have this in my club for a brief period of time and then started to build up a little stockpile and stupidly took it out. I think I'm down to, I did pick up one in the last flash sale. I think I'm down to 2, maybe 3 left. So I do have enough to enjoy this winter, but this is one of those ones I kind of wish after taking it out of my club that I still had it in my club. So Tasted Acorn and Ache was from our Harvest collection, not last year, the year before, and it's this woodsy, sweet, warm type of scent that you just want to sit with a good book on the lounge and curl up to. It does have this very rich sweetness about it that comes across to my nose almost maple-like. Now, it's going to take me forever to try and type up the scent notes here because all of these are older scents. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the scent notes up above here. But this is one of those scents that just makes you feel warm and cozy. And as I said, you just want to curl up on the lounge with a blanket and watch a movie or read a good book. So that is Toasted Acorn and Oak. And then the next one, going along that woodsy type theme, is Halloween Town. I go through this particular scent like crazy in winter. To me, this reminds me of a really good bottle of red wine. It's got a cedar note in it, so you get that warm woodsy note, but then it's got that fruitiness that I said comes off to me like a really good bottle of red wine. So it's almost like you can smell the barrels at a winery with that cedar and earthy woodsy note, and then you can smell the rich fruits that make up a really good bottle of red wine. It's sweet, but it's rich, it's earthy, it's got a bit of depth. Absolutely love this one. As I said, I go through this one like crazy in winter. This is another one that I do have in my Scentsy Club. So I guess you'd call them the more woodsy notes. Then I have one pumpkin scent here. We tend to get here in Australia a lot more apple spice scents as opposed to pumpkin scents in our catalogue. So when we do get pumpkin scents, I do kind of jump on them. Actually, I've got two pumpkin scents here I can talk about. I just realized I do tend to jump on them. And again, this was one that was in my club and I took it out thinking, did I need all the pumpkin scents? And I chose between this and another one that is currently in my club. But again, I kind of wish I kept this in my club because I miss this scent. And I think this is I might have this and one more bar, or this might be my last bar, but I will definitely enjoy it this winter. And it was from the same Halloween collection as Toasted Acorn and Oak, and that is Cranberry, Pumpkin and Spice. So these were both from the same Halloween collection, and these were the two I decided to take out of my club and kind of regret doing that. So Cranberry, Pumpkin and Spice. This is a lot more spice forward than even those other cider scents. You can pick up the spice in here, but then you've got a sweetness and a richness with the cranberry and the pumpkin, which gives it like this really cozy, earthy, wintry feel. So I'm definitely going to enjoy my last few bars of this, and if it ever does come back in a bring back my bar, I don't know that enough people in Australia like pumpkin scents or like spice scents for it to get voted back. But if it ever does come back in a collection or a way where it can be added to club, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm not going to make the mistake of putting it in and taking it out again. It will go in my club and stay in my club because I do absolutely really enjoy it. So the next lot of scents, we're going to go into the bakery. And as I said, I did have two pumpkin scents in this selection, but this pumpkin scent also falls to me more into that bakery category, and that is the Haunted Mansion 3 Crumbs Up. So this to me smells like a really good spiced baked bread with a little bit of spice and cinnamon. I don't know that I would say I'd get pumpkin. If anything, I feel the pumpkin in this adds like a richness and a depth to a really good bakery scent. This is also a really great mixer for winter if you're wanting to bakery things up. And again, this scent is in my club. So this came out around the same time as Cranberry Pumpkin and Spice, and I was like, which pumpkin scent do I like better to keep in my club? I should have kept both of them in my club, but I didn't. So the rest of the scents here, I've got 3 more to talk about and then my honourable mention, all fall within that bakery realm. Now, I do love my apple and spice scents, but I did kind of want to mix it up a bit, so I actually only have 1 apple spice scent because I thought I have Jack's Obsession here, I have Cider Mill, so you're kind of experiencing some of my apple and spice that I like, but the other apple and spice scent I did decide to throw in, which forms right within the bakery realm, is apple butter frosting. So this is just beautiful. It's apples and it's spice and it's a rich cream butter frosting, another great mixer, but it's also a really warm, sweet bakery scent by itself that I really do love to warm in the kitchen. Again, it is in my club, but again, this is one of my scents that I always say, even though it's in my club, is still a Scentsy heartbreak for me. Because when I first experienced this, it was a Bring Back My Bar campaign, and the first bar I got just wasn't right. It was an older bar, and because it was an older bar, the apple, the butter frosting, all the spices weren't in that scent. And when it warmed, I got rancid butter. But I knew that wasn't what apple butter frosting smelled like based on other reviews. And so I did keep one in my quarterly club to try again. But by the time that quarterly club came, I wasn't able to add more to my club or to put it to a different frequency. And by the time I actually was able to warm a bar of apple butter frosting and experience it for what it really smelt like, it was too late, as I said, to increase the quantity. But if this came back, I would definitely increase the quantity in my club, and I would definitely add more. So the next ones, so we're going to talk some bricks here. Oh, we're still talking scents, but the next ones I'm going to show you are in bricks. So first one I'm going to talk about is Caramel Chestnut. So this was from our last Christmas collection, and this in alternating warmers with toasted acorn and oat is an absolute fantastic winter mix. So Caramel Chestnut, you get that rich, sweet caramel, but then you get that warm, earthy, woodsy, roasted chestnut at the same time. I could warm this all winter round and still not be bored with it. Same goes with the next scent, which is my number 10 scent, and that is Maraschino Sugar Cookie. So this and Christmas time is when I reach for this, all winter and Christmas. It was a Christmas release brick last Christmas. This is actually my second brick I'm plotting my way through, and both of these bricks I also have in my club in bar form. Maraschino Sugar Cookie. It originally came to us in a Whiff Box exclusive in December of 2020, and I loved it that much. I went and out and brought a second whiff box because that was the only way you could actually get this scent. When this came in a brick form, it locked in my club. This to me is the scent for me. If I could only ever have one scent in my life, it would be maraschino sugar cookie. You've got the sweetness and the fruity depth of the cherry, and then you've got that rich sugar cookie. You do have to love bakery to love this one, but it is my absolute favourite scent, hands down. And so they're my top 10 scents for autumn winter, but I did say I did have a honourable mention. So one thing I do love to warm is a coffee scent in my home, particularly all year round, and that's why this is an honourable mention and not just a autumn winter scent for me, because this particular scent I would warm autumn, winter, spring, summer, all year round, and that is Mochadoodle. To me, it's just a perfect mix of chocolate and coffee. So when I'm craving something a little bit coffee in my Scentsy collection, this is another one that you will probably see me enjoying all winter round. So, as I said, that's my top 10 winter scents, autumn winter scents, with the honourable mention of Mochadoodle. Now, I know if you're in Region 1, we're talking about spring summer scents. I'd still love to see everyone. I'm going to tag everyone because I still want to see everyone's spring summer scents if you're in Region 1. But to make it a little bit interesting, I am going to tag 3 people in Region 3 to see if they can come up with their top 10 autumn winter scents, what they will be enjoying this autumn winter. So I'm going to tag Elise Maguire. I am going to tag Karen Wells from Scented Boxes, and I'm going to tag Catherine G. I'd love to see you come on and talk about your top 10 scents. What will you be warming this autumn winter here in Australia? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you are all safe. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.